Welcome to Pine Tree State Restorations and the Cosmo cable car update. Okay, so here's what I found, but first a little history. Cosmo Toy Company, Hong Kong, made a lot of inexpensive toys in the 60s, 70s, 80s. This one was made between 1961 and 1981. I'm guessing this particular box is probably about the 1975 era. Sometimes they made really good toys, sometimes bad. This one here, the box is more impressive than the toy. But I'll tell you what I found. Okay. Inside is quite the contraption. So there's a headlight on each side. Okay. Electric motor right here. And there's this bar that goes all the way across that operates the switch right here. If you watch, goes back and forth, makes two different contacts. That reverses the direction, essentially wires the motor backwards. Okay. Well, this toy never worked, so it must have disappointed a child because they had glue on that bar and that bar was stuck. It wouldn't go back and forth. And this blue wire right here, they had it routed under the bar the wrong direction over to this light bulb socket, the outer connection, the ground connection. And when the bar moved, the wire got in the way. So even if the bar was not glued accidentally to the frame, the wire would have stopped it from moving. It would have never worked. So when I got it, this socket right here was busted. Okay, that holds the bulb in. I fixed that. This battery clip had fell out and the wire broke off, the blue wire right there on the positive connection. Maybe it's a negative connection, I believe. Yeah, it's a negative. That had broke off and that fell out. Over here on this side, I pulled this one out and I epoxied it to make it stronger because I seen a hairline crack right there. And I rerouted that blue wire and the switch was dirty right here. There's 4 contacts and this bar has a sliding contact on it and it slides back and forth and reverses direction of the toy. On one side, you got a set of screws, and the other side, it looks like screws, but they're fake. They even look shiny like real screws. And there's bumpers on the end. They were glued. I carefully got them off, and then you could separate this and work on it. So this toy never, ever worked, ever, because it must have been made on a Monday. I don't know, but she had a lot of problems, so it must have disappointed somebody at some time. So when I got it all back together and got it all wired, checked all the wiring continuity everywhere, checked everything, it still wouldn't run. The brushes in the motor were tarnished. So I gave it a shot of deoxit, blew it out with a little low pressure air, spun her a little bit, got the tarnish off the brushes and the armature, and she fired right up. I actually ran this a couple of times without putting the case half back on, so I know it works. Now, there's only one other major issue that might be a problem, and that is on top, there's 2 gears, and the rope runs inside that groove, and there's a groove right here. This does nothing, just spins. This gear drives the unit. Now, I noticed that there was something on there. I don't know what it was, but it just fell right off, and I'm hoping that it wasn't like a rubber piece that has to be on there to drive this, because this thing goes pretty fast. So if that doesn't grab the nylon rope, the rayon cable it came with, I'm gonna have to take a tiny screwdriver and make teeth in there with a hot screwdriver, make teeth in there. And if that don't work, I'm gonna have to still make the teeth, and then I'm going to take a paintbrush, a tiny paintbrush, and paint a groove of silicone in there, and the teeth will help grab that silicone, let it dry, and then that silicone, rubber silicone, will grab that rope good and pull that across. So as usual, A $5 flea market find ends up taking basically hours to repair. I did do a little research on eBay and a few other places, and I've seen them go as high as $75 to $80, which is pretty high for something like this. And then I've seen some for $50. So they do have some collector value. I know they made millions of them, and probably 999,000 of them don't work. But we'll get back to you tomorrow. We're going to put this back together, and then we're going to see if we can get it to run on the cable. If it don't, we're going to have to fix that drive wheel problem. But thank you for watching Pine Tree State Restorations, and we'll be back soon.